Cocotte, il va falloir que tu ailles voir ailleurs, là. Si ton heure,
So
elle a dormi toute la journée.
hi everybody, we are here with Marc and Meili today. We're gonna have this discussion. Marc gonna tell us more about what water to drink. This is the topic of the day, and we're gonna see that beyond water there is also the component of water and how to identify if the water is lowered in ppm. And Marc Henry gonna explain to you all this better than me. So voila, Marc. So how are you today with your cat?
She's just awaking from
She wants to
because
be
cat
part of our
lives at
life.
night, and but she will live, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So have you been since last week?
what?
How have you been since last week?
Fine, thank you.
Ouais.
Everything, we have beautiful weather here in France.
Yeah.
So it was not very nice next previous months,
Mm-hmm.
but now summer is here. So
Finally.
finally, yeah.
Yeah. And us, it's less hot. It was very hot, like never. It's rare
Yeah.
here, and now it's much better. It's normal, regular temperature for summer, so it's quite good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
everything is fine.
yeah, everything is fine, and
In fact, quite not, but because in France we have a crazy president.
it's not only in France. you know, you know that we are also well supported by our president. It's really crazy what is going on,
Yes, but the
and
French
all
president,
this
it's awful.
theater, you know, all around the.
So for me, it's okay, but for the country, for France, it's not really okay.
Mm, yeah, yeah, and we see
But
this.
that's life. And
Yeah,
we are not here to speak about politics.
yeah, but we are affected, all of us, by it, and we are part
Yeah.
of it. So it's me from France, from the US, seeing what happened in France. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
I quit France 25 years
It's a
ago.
crazy, crazy situation.
Yeah, and I cannot believe this. It's so. A couple of years I was thinking to go back to France, to Corsica, but when I started to see how it was going down, I said, okay, maybe I stay here. And after I had planned to go live in Thailand to help my son, plan did not went through, so, and I realized I prefer to be here despite the
Hmm?
situation we have too. And the place we stay, I think it's the right place, no matter what. So
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. Okay, so about water, what water to drink?
Water to drink, yes.
What water to drink? Um, do you?
Well, what to
I wonder something. Are the water in bottles um, when they indicate the part, the ppm? I don't know how you
yeah.
say this in French. Particle per milligram. What is mean in France?
BPM, it depends. It has no unit because it's a ratio, so the unit disappear. So it
Okay,
can be ppm in mass, ppm in volume, ppm is not usually it's in mass.
okay,
When the ppm of the water, it's the mass of. this solute species
Hmm.
that you find in your water.
Yeah,
And
because me, I tested some water with a little tool that I have since.
yeah,
I know I have this since I was in, even in Paris. I had it, and I could test different mineral waters, and I see a big difference. The one we have here, uh,
yes, but this device is for tap water because here you want to know if you have bottled water,
yeah,
water in the bottle. Usually, it's written on
written,
the
yeah,
so you don't need to measure. Or if you want to measure, it's because you have a doubt about the honesty of the
yeah, but it's interesting.
company which is selling the
See that
water.
it's the same, amount with the test
But
or
if
with
you are in
written.
nature or if you are with the tap water, here it's important to make the measurement to see what is the quality.
Hmm.
But the idea is that the ppm should be the lowest possible.
Yeah.
The lower, the better.
Hmm.
And if it is too high, there
Yeah.
is some thing to do to the water. Of course, you can drink it. It's not no problem, but you may have some troubles with water which are too pollute species.
Hmm. But we can have tools to transform this water to clear of these particles that we don't want to have.
Yeah,
But uh, these tools, after, what about the minerals that are in the water? Do we need them? How can we have them back? All these things that is a little bit confusing. Some people say, "Oh, you just need to have some Celtic salt or sel de Guérande under your tongue before drinking a glass, and your
yeah,
cells gonna get the information of the minerals, and when you drink, the cells gonna be able to accept to take this water in." So,
yeah.
what do you think about this way to do?
Well, it's a good thing. The only point which we should be aware is that if you want to add yourself the mineral salts to the water,
Hmm.
you have to start with the purest water, of course.
Yeah.
Uh, so you need at least to have a filter to remove most substances, which mainly organic substance, which are troublesome and which have nothing to do in water.
Hmm.
Or the best is to use reverse osmosis,
Yeah.
which is a way where you remove everything.
Okay.
You get almost pure water at the exit of the system. And then, of course, then you should add minerals because pure water is not very good.
Hmm.
It's too aggressive. It is corrosive.
Yeah.
So you need to calm the water a little bit. And you can use, of course, rock salt,
Uh-huh.
like salt, or sea salt, like sal de Guérande. But me, I recommend water from Quinton,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Las Canton. Yeah.
which is a water which is taken at the heart of a planktonic vortex.
Hmm.
So the minerals that are in this water are, in chemistry, we call this chelated.
Uh-huh. By the
That is
plankton.
by the phytoplankton and the zooplankton. And this chelation makes that when you drink, they are available. You don't need to rechelate them again
Yeah.
because the job has already been done. Because if you take rock salt or sea salt, the minerals are not compatible with your body. So you have to work by your body to make them available. And so it's a good idea to use this seawater,
Mm-hmm.
very well controlled, and it is very interesting for having a good health. So that's my advice. Then after, of course, you should have a budget. That is to say, we have to buy water. We cannot have it like this. It's not like taking water from the sea. It should be very checked and controlled. So you have a little price to pay for having this water.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, as you use a very small amount,
Yeah, for
it
example, for 1 liter, what the amount we
costs
can?
works.
Few
A
drops.
few drops more.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's very, very simple, and with 1 liter of sea salt water, you have 1 or 2 months of mineralization. So a few drops are enough.
So, for example, I pour a glass of water like this one, that is, with
1 drop,
1 drop in a glass like that. So it doesn't come so expensive because
and
it's quite expensive if we buy like that. But if we need only 1 drop, in fact,
yeah,
it's just because it gives the information to the water.
yeah, it gives the information to the water, and the ions are chelated.
Okay.
They are not solvated by water. They are in in an organic shell, which have been produced by the plankton,
Mm-hmm.
and this is called biocompatibility. That is to say, when you absorb these minerals which are created, they are immediately available for your metabolism.
Mm. Mm.
You don't
So
have
this is,
to
yeah,
spend work for making them available. So this is very interesting because there is a very small number, and all the job has been done by the phyto and zooplankton.
yeah.
So it's perfect. So I don't know if you have this kind of water in the States, uh, but here in France, we can
I
buy
think
this
we,
kind of water.
I think we can have it. I was using it in France. It was recommended by a naturopath I was seeing 30
Okay.
years ago. So I was used to have it regularly in France. Here, maybe I think we can order it. Maybe it's. I'm gonna check again. I checked some years ago because I was thinking about that. I was in Malibu at that time, and came to my mind. Oh yeah, I was used to have that. How I can get, and I think it's available on Amazon here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Maybe in some elf
The
store.
the trouble with Amazon is that you have the traveling of the water. It's not. Water is very sensitive to electromagnetic fields,
Sure, I know.
and so when the water is traveling, it's not really a good thing. So the better is to. In France, we have what we call biologic food, and in the shops who sell biologic food, we find this water. It
Yeah,
is,
but for us it will be the same because it comes from France. So it will be transportation to this health store. We call them health store here. So how can we? Maybe we can see this as the fact it has been moved like an activator to see this positively.
yeah, but the advantage of buying in a shop is that the buyer, the seller, sorry, the
That
seller,
directly.
usually when he commands the water, he has a huge quantity. So it's better to make travel a huge quantity than a very small one.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So it's better. than to buy directly small samples where the travel can be maybe put some troubles in the water owing to the electromagnetic fields which are involved. When there are electromagnetic field, it's a better thing to have a huge amount of water.
Mm. Mm. What do you think about this kind of machine that are with ozone to ozonization? I don't know, of the water. What do you think about that?
Not good. I have not a good opinion of that.
Yeah,
Uh, Ozone is an oxidant.
but I don't
So
got you. I was not.
ozone, ozone.
Yeah.
You were thinking about ozone treatment of water,
Yes. Yeah.
and what I was saying is that ozone is a very powerful oxidant,
Mm.
and so not a good idea to mix ozone with water.
Oh.
You should avoid to make oxidative substance in water.
Mm-hmm.
And you should also avoid to make a reductive substance either. Water should be neutral.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have three parameters for qualifying water, which are, of course, the minerality, the ppm. Then we have the pH, acid or basic. And then we have, is it oxidant or reductive?
Mm-hmm.
And usually, the best thing is that this should be neutral.
Yeah.
No, not acidic, not basic, not oxidant, not reducing, and not too much iron in the water.
Mm. Because they
It should
present this
it should
ozone.
be like
Yeah, this ozone thing, they present this like it kills all the germs and the bacteria that are not,
yeah, of course, but the water is become oxidant.
Mm.
So if the bacteria are killed, your cell will be killed also.
Yeah.
There is no magic. Ozone is a killer, and it will kill bacteria. It will kill unicellular organism, but it will kill also your body,
Mm.
the cell. So that's why it's not a very good idea to drink this kind of water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, what I do here with Gaia introduced me to a local water that is 64 ppm. So it's not a lot.
Yeah,
The tap water is 440 here, so it's quite a lot. When I filtered, it goes to 250, but still a lot. And we have this spring water that comes unfortunately in plastic, big gallon of plastic. And
yeah,
after, when I get it, I'm in a grateful attitude towards the water from the store. I take it, I bring it. It's like I cherish it, and after I pour this water in a big jar in glass, of
mhm,
gallon glass, and when I pour it, it's like I welcome her, and I'm like, silent language with her. And what I do, I have 2 gallon like that in glass, and one I put in the sun with the top a little bit open, and I let
yeah.
in the sun. What do you think about that?
Yes, it's a good idea. The sun is very powerful way of informing water,
Mm,
and it's natural, so it's okay.
yeah.
It's a good way of proceed like this.
I also wanted to share with you, I did the test these last 2 days as I bought tuning forks on water frequency.
Yeah,
Before I drink, I 3 times I tune the forks above the water in the glass I'm gonna drink. And I have, or maybe it's my mind, but I have the feeling the water tastes differently.
yeah.
Is it possible, or is it my imagination?
Well, we don't know. if you have a vibration, and this vibration should affect water, of course,
mm,
and particularly if it is a mechanical vibration. So, but then after, the effect will depend on the people.
okay.
That is, you will have some people which will be sensitive, and other people there will be no effect, because after it's your state of mind. If you are sure that this should do nothing, it will do nothing.
Uh-huh.
But if you are sure that this will make something to the water, something will has been made, and you may have some effects uh, on you or on your body. So
Yeah,
here it's a matter of individual. That is to say, we are all different, and we cannot make general rules.
yeah,
It
but
could
it's
be
true that the
or it could be
mindset
not.
is very important because when I do this, in fact, what I'm doing, I'm just sending love to the water, and at the same time, I imagine how she is when, or it is, I want to say she, when it goes out, or it comes from the ground, or it comes from the rock, before being in the plastic bottle. So I go back to, in a way, her origin in the mountain, and it's like
Yeah,
I'm visualizing that, and I connect to that, and I feel that this is what comes in my body. You know what I mean? It's a love story. It's about
yeah,
appreciation and gratitude, and I always did that. You know, even with the tap water, I wash my vegetables or my fruits, and I'm like blessing them. And for me, I cannot do without doing this. And I have the feeling that the food is happy, and as I'm eating this, my body is happy. You know, it's like a whole thing. So mindset is very important, and
of course.
it's all about
And
love.
yeah, because water is sensitive to electromagnetic field, and when you have thought of love or thought of well-being, or you say thank you to the water,
Mm,
in fact, you have an electromagnetic field which comes out from your heart, and this electromagnetic field affects the water
mm,
physically. That is to say, it's not only imaginary. Uh, as soon as you have an intention, it, it is transmitted to water by the heart, the
mm,
electromagnetic field of the heart, which is very intense. And so it could be a good idea also to have the water close to you,
mm.
that is to say, close to your heart.
Yeah, to hold it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, like this. And when you have positive thinking, you will put positive information into water, and it's always a good idea.
Mm.
But of course, you have to be sure of that,
Yeah.
because if you adopt or if you say, "Oh no, that's rubbish," you have no effect. Of course,
Yeah, it's true.
you have
Yeah.
to be convinced.
Mm-mm. Intention, huh? Intention and presence is.
Yes, and usually the best is when you make meditations.
Mm,
You, you begin to understand that feeling is important.
yeah.
But if you are not making meditation, if you are always thinking that it exists only matter and anything else,
Mm-mm.
uh, it will be much more difficult to inform water in this way.
Yeah. 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 It's quite amazing because it is our main uh, component to live.
Yeah,
It's about life. It's and uh, and often we take it for granted. We never. A lot of people don't even think about the miracle that it is, and for me, it's cutting themselves to the miracle that they are, not only the physical body but also their essence. Because
Yeah,
when you are amazed by the miracle that what we are, the water, the body, the nature, automatically this appreciation and this enthusiasm connect, for me it's like that, connect to my invisible part. It's like it's an expression, the way I am enthusiastic and loving and amazed by this phenomenon of life. This connect me to my, automatically to my invisible part.
yeah,
And I have, this connection, intimate connection, and I have intuitions, and I have things that I feel to do, and I follow the flow. And
mm,
people ask me, "You are not scared to be alone in the desert?" No. First, I'm not really alone. I'm always with my higher self. And no, if I don't feel to go somewhere, I don't go. It's as simple as that. But this is coming from the appreciation of the miracle that is life. For me, it's like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there are people who they just hear what it is said on TV or what you can read in books.
yeah,
Uh, and here we have a problem. That is to say, people when they write books or when they speak about water, they always speak in mass. That is to say, the weight of water.
mm,
And the trouble with referring to the mass is that you are not with the right way of thinking. Because in science, when you are making science or when you want to be aware of something, it is always the number which counts and not the mass.
mm,
How many? And usually, what I do when I want to motivate people about water is they say to me, "Oh, that's just water, not
mm,
interesting." I make them count. Let me say we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they look at me like this. What are you meaning? And I say, "Oh, I will stop here. But if you want to speak about a cell, you have to go to 99.
mm-hmm,
That is to say, until you you are not 99%, you will meet not anything but just water.
mm, mm, mm.
And really, it's a really good thing to do to count 1, 2, 3, 4, because it takes a lot of time to get to 99.
Yes,
When you realize that at 99 you begin to have other things than water,
yeah,
that is to say, one more, 100, you are in this 100, you have your whole body.
mm,
The whole mass of the cell is here in 1 and not in 99. And so usually people, when they realize that,
mm,
they become much more open to the way that we have to take care about water, we have to make meditation, we have to have positive thinking.
mm-hmm,
But of course, this is so huge amount of water molecules in a cell, and in our bodies, it's the same. Uh, this would be important.
mm.
Take care about this water.
This
And
99 thing can be a very nice thing for people who have difficulties to meditate. Me, I call it sitting in silence.
yeah,
It could be a very nice thing for them to do, to go to this number and to feel inside, to be
and
present.
of course, here I say 99, but in fact, you should go to 1,000.
Yeah.
because if you go to 99, at 99 you have only water, and then when you go to 100 you have water
Plus
plus anything.
zero. Yes. Yeah.
You have the ions, the gas, you have the organics, and so it's better to go to 1000 because here you stop to 999 90. And so when you are at 990,
Hmm.
you still have 991, 992,
Yes.
where you make the difference between what is ionic, ions, and what is organic.
Hmm.
The 10 last molecules, when you count until 1000, with the 10 last molecules, you can explain that you have things which are inorganic and things which are organic. And what is interesting is that the things which are inorganic are more in number than the things which are organic.
Yeah.
And this is very amazing because when you look in a mirror, you don't see the water, you
Mm.
don't see the minerals, you see only the organic part of your body.
Yeah. It's
And
fascinating.
this organic part of your body is the least, the most, the smallest amount of matter that is making you.
Mm.
So when you realize that, of course, the way you look at water change.
Yeah, I must say that since we are in in touch, Mark, maybe 1 month, and I follow. I looked a lot of your video. We had some
Yeah,
discussion outside of the live, and I noticed that I listened to the music of Tommi Jack's, and I noticed that I have a deeper and thinner feeling of the vibration of my body.
yeah, but here you have the water diapason, so it's
Yeah,
because the music at any kind of diapason has already a deep effect on people.
yeah, but the
But,
information you give in the video
but
make me
when
also
you
have a
yeah,
better comprehension from inside how my body really is working with this matter as water. And with the music and the information you give, wow, I've I always been connected to the vibration of my body, and I can feel sometimes there is no boundary between in and out, beyond, inside, and beyond. It's like a great feeling of like all my cells are breathing,
yeah,
exchanging with the outside, and it's like there is no more boundary between in and I really love that. But since some days, it's present, the vibration seems stronger and it's present during all the day.
yeah,
So maybe it's the music with the informations that I got from you in this video that really makes me be even more present than usual and with another consciousness and of the vibration inside. It's even the sound in my ears is different.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the advantage of having this kind of diapason of water
Mm.
because you are in resonance with the substance which is the most abundant in your body. So it has an effect. And the more you practice, the more you go deeper, deeper, deeper
Yeah.
into this kind of feeling. And yeah, the amazing thing is that you just have to try. You just have to listen. And usually we have reaction which are immediate,
Mm, mm, mm.
which I see nobody which say, "Oh, it's not." No, because how the music is talking to your body, uh, you should have a reaction. And it can be a negative reaction because it could be difficult for you to hear something about your body. Uh, but most of the time, it's more positive than negative. Maybe
Yeah,
people who have good feelings, which which are initiated by listening to this music at the water diapason.
you know, I have the feeling that for a lot of people, it can be disturbing to feel and eventually hear the functionment of the cells in the body. So maybe it's for that they have TV on or music on all the time or things to don't be with this thing because I I think some people can be scared of that.
Yeah,
That thing that is at work all the time and hearing this sound in the ears, and it's not tinnitus. It's not something that comes when you are nervous. Or, no, no, no. It for me, it's a sound of my cells vibrating inside my body and of the cells outside of my body vibrating as well, like the I call them the subatomic particle. I don't know if it's that I can see in the void. But this is in and out, and it's this perpetual movement, vibration of this thing that for me, I have the feeling I hear inside and outside in the same time. And
yeah,
for some people, it can be very disturbing to be with that silence that is not silent.
of course,
Mm,
of course. And here, about what you are referring is that, of course, when we say water, we say 99% of your body or of a cell. But when you realize that the water molecule, which is the component, the main component, itself is 99.9999999% vacuum,
mm.
you are at the second step. That is to say, I am made of vacuum, in fact.
Yeah, yeah.
And what we learn from science and physics is that vacuum is not nothing.
Mm, mm, mm,
Vacuum is something. And of course, as there is no matter because you are in a vacuum state, the only thing that you can have is information.
mm.
And so this is the next step after you realize that you are full of water. Then the next step is to say, I am full of information.
Yeah, yeah.
And here, now, it becomes important to meditate, to think about that. That is to think that all the information will cross you when you live
Mm,
brings what we call an empreinte, fingerprint in your body. And so it's a good thing to be aware of that,
mhm,
that we are sponge for information. And when you realize that we are sponge of information and that this information is distributed by water, you take very care about the water you drink
mm.
because water has no feeling. It can store good information or bad information for you.
Yeah.
Of course, if you drink water, it's better to drink water with good vibration, good information, than water with information which are harmful. And
Yeah.
so that's the second stage. And when you are at this stage, uh, of course, you are at the top of what you can do with your body uh, and with your mind, of course. The both aspect, body and mind, becomes becomes important. Otherwise, if you stay at the first level of water, you just think about matter
Mm,
and
mm.
not about mind or spirit.
Yeah.
And so it is very interesting to know that in water we have both the matter and the spirit.
Yes.
We can work on both aspects of reality. What it is, which the reality which is visible and that you can touch, or smell, or hear, or see, and the information that is behind all this.
Mm. Yeah, always for me, I I see water. I told you that about like liquid light,
Yeah,
and light is, we cannot take it like that, and water for me is, and it reflect lights, and it's this magical
yeah,
thing. And one day, you were telling about it can take bad or good information. One day I did an experiment, but I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I had my water filtered. This was in Malibu, and I was living by the ocean. And I put in the jug of water filtered a crystal.
yeah,
After a couple of days, I started to feel really bad. I was like nervous. It was not my usual. I was like feeling really like inside. It was like when you drink too much coffee, and
yeah,
when it's not organic. I take only one coffee organic. I never have this thing like that. And I was like, what is going on? What is going on? And I was speaking with my friend Natalie. And I told her, I have that. She said, where is your water? And I said, oh my goodness, my water is close to the electric plug. The water jug was
yeah,
facing the electric plug. So the
yeah,
crystal was enhancing this electricity. I was like that. And this was an amazing experiment in a couple of days.
yeah,
So I took off the crystal from that. I took off the jug from close from the plug, and I had more consciousness about what I was doing and not to do. So it's interesting because if we take a crystal that with intention we bring goodness to and love, and we put this crystal in the jug, glass jug of water
yeah,
in the sun, this can maybe enhance even by the crystal.
maybe, yeah.
Maybe the good intention and the sun, effect.
Yeah, so all you have to do is to experiment.
I'm gonna experiment to see also if it has a different taste, because taste is really sensitive to me, so I can notice quite easily. And
Yeah,
I'm curious. I'm gonna do this experiment actually. Yeah, yeah. It's such a fascinating topic, and I was thinking also of something yesterday. Ice, a cube of ice, is floating, and us, we are made mostly of water. When, at least me, when I am in water, I'm floating.
yeah,
So I'm made of water, and there is this density that makes able for me like an ice cube to float in the water, on the
yeah,
water, or in the water. And I was thinking of that. I said, oh, maybe I'm like not an ice cube, but I am like, it's the same phenomenon. Why is this? It's a difference of density that
yes,
create
of course.
that. Yeah,
If you float, if you float, that means that you are less dense than water itself. And this is correct because when you see that you are water plus organic matter, organic matter is less dense than water. So
yeah,
your body is less dense than liquid water, and so that's the reason why we float. we don't think when we are in water.
Uh-huh.
It is the organic part which make us float on the water. Except, of course, if we make a large movement, and here you sink because you reduce the surface of your body.
Uh-huh.
But if you make the most surface available to water, you float. And it is we can see that very easily when we put on the back in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
From the back, we see that the back is floating, but the legs
Yes.
are sinking because the surface are less with the legs than with the back.
Yeah.
So it's important to always make the largest amount of surface to the water if you
Yeah.
want to.
And there is something else. If, for example, I experiment that, I grew on a beach, so I've been in the water very young. I noticed that if I exhale, I void my hair, I go more down
Yeah,
easily. So
of course.
hair, sure, make us lighter and
Uh,
floating even more.
Air, it's much less denser than organic matter, which is less denser than water. So if you breathe and take a large amount of air, of course, it will be more easy to float than to remove all your air in your lungs. Of course, here it would be more easy to sink.
Yeah. It's like, in fact, when we breathe, me, I have this feeling I do this in my, when I am, you know, waking up the morning, I feel my body, how it's good to be in this body, how it's, like a great feeling. And I am like, this is so good. And when I breathe, I have the feeling I breathe this thing from outside that is also me somewhere, and it goes in. And I have the feeling when I exhale, it's like I push this thing that came in for all the cells and goes out. And it's like a continuous movement like that. And it's brings such a great feeling inside of the body. And it gives a
Yeah,
feeling to be part of the wholeness that is surrounding this void that is not void, to be made of it, to be inhabited by that and to push it, taking off everything that the cell doesn't need, and again inhale that and pushing. And I think this also can be a nice way for people who have difficulty to meditate, to go back to the body and
yeah,
to feel and just to be there, lie down, and that. And doing this with the music of Tommi can be interesting too
of
for
course.
people who cannot do meditation, because for a lot of people it's like annoying to go in state of meditation. It's too difficult, they think too much. But if they
Yeah,
go on the sensation of the body, this can be really helping, I think. L'ingénierie is passing.
so we are not really on drinking water here.
Yes, but water is everywhere. It's in this void, but it's not void. It's made of void. So
Yeah,
it's about everything, you know.
yeah, of course.
Okay, you would love to share something with us that we are not speaking about, or something special, or I have something. I want to
Yeah,
do an announcement. You are with Tommi giving a conference in Lyon, in France, in
yeah,
September. I
September.
just have someone who asked me if the conference will be, and to know how to be participant and to do reservation. So this could be interesting for people who can go in Lyon, who are in France, to be present at this conference. where it's possible to register. I'm gonna put
Uh,
this in the text with the video.
yeah, there is, how do you call this? Yeah, it's English, which is difficult to say.
There is a link to go straight to
There's
register.
an advertising. It's a picture.
Yeah.
It presents the conference, and where you have a link
Okay.
where you can register for the conference, and
Okay.
it's open, so it's
Okay.
already open.
Okay.
So you just have to have the link and to make the reservation. It's very
Okay. So I
easy.
will put the link. I will mention that in the text of the video, and I
Yeah.
will put the link like this if people are interested, because at least you have someone. She's in Brittany.
So
Need to go.
there will be 400 seats at the conference.
Yeah.
So 400 is no 500. Sorry, 500 seats. So there is place. There is room.
Yeah.
So it's not yet full. We are just about at 10% filling. But of course, it will be much more difficult in September than now.
Sure.
So for people who really want to go to the conference, the best is to do that the earliest time possible.
So can you tell us a little bit what you're gonna speak about with Tommy?
Well, me, I will ex- explain why it is important to make music at cat 429.62 hertz of diapason. Why is this value?
Mm-hmm.
This value is not does not come from Earth, it comes from science. So this should be explained
Mm-hmm.
because when you are working with the diapason of in music, it's not science, it's music. So there are people who say it's 433, others say, oh no, it's 440. Here we are at 429.62. So you have to explain how do you how do we get this?
Mm.
And this is my part to explain this. Then after, Tommy will explain how, when you are a musician, that is to say a composer, and that you want to make music at this new diapason, how to proceed. And so it will be a two-headed conference.
Mm-hmm.
One part which is science, why using this diapason based on the water molecule, and the other part which will be for artists.
Mm-hmm.
Because what was amazing for Tommy, that at the beginning, before he met me, he was working at 432 hertz of diapason.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very happy with this diapason, and it was very nice. And then when I told him, oh, maybe you could try to to change and to go to this diapason, he just said, why not? Why not? And he tried, but he was amazed. He was amazed how he has changed the way he composes music. That is to say, it was very different when you look at the frequency spectra of the music which is produced. We have a lot of harmonics. We have a lot of plenty of frequencies which are in the music, which are not when you are not working at this diapason.
Mm.
And so now he is deeply involved in this new value, and it will never change. And so the idea is that if it has worked for Tommy, why not for other musicians?
Sure. Sure. This would be amazing that more musicians use this and that
Yeah,
people can listen. You
and
know.
we have here in France, we have some musicians which are
Yeah.
already using new diapason, and which are quite happy.
Uh huh.
But in the conference, we want at the end that most people who will be there will be convinced to change the diapason.
Yeah, because this affects each of us in a beneficial way, and it affects the water that is going through us. Because when we
Yes,
keep all, the
was
water will be.
when I was when in my conference I speak about the water diapason. Sometimes you have how do you call them, orchestra, but the chief, the master, which direct all the amount of instruments. And these guys, which are very good musicians and very generally was old, when you begin to make conduct an orchestra, you are not too young, you are a little bit elder. They are amazed
Yeah,
of the change that they feel in what is to say. It really happens something. And the more you are trained in music, the more you will be sensitive to this change. So it's very important for people who are very trained in music to make a trial because they are they will be the most sensitive to this change of diapason.
yeah. And what is interesting is the more I listen to the music, the more I have the feeling I discover more depth
Yeah,
than when I was listening at the beginning for the first time and second. First time when I told you when I was listening, I was not feeling comfortable. I said, this is false. Second time it was okay, and now it's like I discover like depth, more depth than at the beginning when I was listening.
but this is due to two effects. When you are playing music, either classic or modern, doesn't mind. You are playing with 12 notes: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then the alteration, and it makes in what is called the temperate scale 12 notes.
Mm-hmm.
But 12 notes, it's a very small number of notes. When you hear the music which are made by Tommy and me, we have in one octave 1,200 notes.
Oh my goodness. So
This
now I
is why,
understand why I feel more depth.
well, you feel more depth because we have 1,200 different frequencies. And so, of course, it changes the depth of what you hear.
Wow.
And
I wish I had a great sound system, but I don't. Now I'm gonna be like excited to
yeah,
get one when I can.
and there is also much more because at the beginning, Tommy was using just the instrument he has. But now, when we have 1,200 notes, but we have also 12 harmonics for each note.
Oh my goodness. Even I'm not musician, but I can see the amplitude.
12 harmonics for one, and you have 1,200 notes in one octave. So this is why you have this feeling of depth when you hear
Yes.
this music, because we are, in fact, we are working with all the scales which are being developed by the human mind during the history of music. We have, of course, the temperate scale of Bach. We have the temperate scale of, in France, we call this Moyen Âge,
Yeah. Yeah.
Renaissance. All these scales are here in this kind of music. And so this is why you have this sensation of depth when you hear.
Yeah. For me, it's like multidimensional. It connects. It's like to the view I have of me as multidimensional being, and it's like this music bring me in all this multidimension,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to explain that. I'm not, with. scientific words, or but it's quite interesting because more I listen, and more it's like it's bringing me very deep and very far, like
Yeah.
in layers of. I connected that to my multidimensionality being, and it's like it corresponds to that, to
Yes.
my my real dimension that is beyond that and beyond what is around and far away, and it's not
Yes.
about distances. So it's a
And
great
that
feeling.
that will be explained in the conference. That is to
Wow.
say, what you are saying is that you are not just the ears, because when you are with the ears, you are limited to, if you have a good auditive system, 20 kilohertz, not more.
Mm,
But in the music of Tommy, you have much more than that. You
mm.
have harmonics, we go to 35 kilohertz. And of course, you cannot hear this with the ears.
But
It,
they are affecting the vibration is there.
your skeleton is
Yes.
vibrating.
Yeah.
And this gives you this sensation of being connected to something which is huge, because it is not your ear which is vibrating, the teeny little membrane which are in the ear, it's the whole skeleton which is vibrating. And of course, it's a very strange sensation when you have this in mind. You realize that it is all your body which is vibrate, plus the cells,
Yeah.
and not only the teeny membrane that you have in the ear.
And I think it's also resonate with that water that is everywhere in the cosmos, we can say. So it's beyond it. It goes my water in my body with this music, and my bones and my whole body composition is vibrating with that, and vibrating in fact with the cosmos.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's
And
fast.
that will be explained in the conference and
Wow.
make clear for everybody what we are doing. And after, just you just have to try.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a conductor that I was neighbor with in Malibu. I'm gonna contact her, tell her about that, and maybe they know her. Her husband is musician too,
Yeah,
so I'm thinking of them. I forgot about them. I'm gonna tell them about this. Maybe they know. I don't know if there are a lot of musicians that are in the world that are working with that right now. Do you know if there are a lot of musicians that are doing this or not at all?
yeah.
Yeah.
And what we know is that when you have people who are not, how do you say this in English, which are not in their conscious state, which are
Mm-hmm.
in coma,
Yeah.
in coma, you cannot hear, or if you hear a sound, you have no reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But when we take our music, we have reaction of people we are in coma state. That is to say, there is something which vibrates inside, which is not from the sense, and it is the whole body which is vibrating. And this, of course, they are aware of that. And so, if you know people which are in coma state, it would be a really good idea to make them listen to this kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
You will have reactions.
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday evening, I experimented something with the music. I let it play when I am sewing. These days, I'm making some clothes. And when I do this, time doesn't exist. And it was 2:30 in the morning, and I was still full of energy. I didn't want even go to sleep. And I related that to the music I was listening, like, for maybe a couple of hours, even more.
Yeah?
And I was like, oh, I feel so good. I feel so good. I don't want to go to sleep. And something else also happened. I had so it's all experiment. Like 3 weeks ago, no, a little bit before I met you, I contacted you more than a month ago. I had a big spot on my skin, on my knee,
Yeah.
like thick and red, growing,
Yeah.
growing, and it was like big like that on the
Okay.
top of my knee. And when I discovered the music, I played every evening. I cannot say with the intention of working on that, but I was also massaging my knees and my legs. And the evening, I have this time like that on the mat, on the floor, and I take care of myself. And I started to notice that the thing was diminishing.
Yeah.
The thing disappeared. It's not there anymore. It was quite weird because it was very red, not itchy, but enlarging a lot. So I was like, what is this thing, without,
Mhm.
fear or anything. But I could not notice. If it was in my back, maybe I would not see it because it was not itching. But this was right there. I am sitting on the floor all the time, so I could not miss it. And it's gone.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But I have the same experiment with my body.
yeah,
I, I have spot. We will say, "Oh, what is this kind? It's not very beautiful," and then it disappear in a few weeks.
uh-huh, yeah. So,
It's like so. If you are in this case, please don't hesitate to try to listen to the music. It's
yeah.
nothing to lose and everything to win.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
of course,
And
this
I
is why
feel,
also we're making the conference in Lyon, because at this conference there will be a lot of doctors,
yes.
and we want, because me, I am a chemist, I am a scientist, I'm not a doctor,
Uh-huh.
and I want to understand why this music has such effect.
Mm.
For this, we need to have doctors, which are people which are not in good health. They make listen the music and they can check if it goes well or if it stays wrong. And we do hope that we will have more healthy people. And by making studies, we will maybe understand what
Mm-hmm.
is happening.
Yeah, yeah,
We are at the very beginning of the story.
yeah. But me, I'm very happy about, having discovered you. It's precious to me, and because I always been fascinated by this water.
Yeah,
Since very little girl, very young, I was like, wow. I think it's that gave me the desire to do photography, because it was this light of this spring coming from the rock, and this, and the water of the sea and the sun and all that was like so magical, and I wanted to translate that, to be able to share with people, because I loved it, and photography came my way,
yeah,
and I say, wow, this is what I need to be able to share what I like, about this beauty. And so when I discovered your interview on the French podcast On ne vous demande pas d'y croire avec Philippe, that is from Corsica, my
yeah,
island, I was like, how I did not discover Marc Henry before? It has been like, wow. And immediately I contacted you. I was like, I cannot believe it. So I hope we can spread, together more and more about this wonder, because it's really wonderful.
we are at the beginning.
Yes, so it's great. Okay, Mark, I think we're gonna end now. There is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of informations. I'm gonna post this show on my YouTube. I also want to don't know when we're gonna do the next one. Maybe when I will be in Thailand. There is a lot of water there, so maybe we'll see. We're gonna follow the flow, and I thank you so much. I thank you very, very much.
It's a pleasure for me
Yeah, and for me,
to
it's
speak about music, consciousness, water.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye,
Bye
Mark.
bye.
Bye.